Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. And this is an active breaking story. We have got massive layoffs that are hitting Activision Blizzard, and specifically Blizzard, it looks like. Up to 2,000 members of staff, it would appear, are being affected by this or impacted by it. We still don't know who is basically getting fired at the moment, which must just be like, I cannot get this through my head, like the way this works, where staff now are sitting at their computers waiting to see an email that says you have been fired, because Blizzard have made the announcement. Of course, this is after the Microsoft Xbox merger, where Microsoft are now seemingly just getting rid of a ton of staff, which sort of does put to bed the whole thing of like, oh yes, Microsoft are going to finally let Blizzard be Blizzard, and maybe we're going to see them unshackled. The answer to that is no. The answer is they've bought the company for $69 billion. They're firing a ton of staff. They've cancelled the upcoming survival game. And there's a load of stuff. So we're going to cover this, guys, in the video. But remember, this is a developing story, and things might actually develop as I'm recording this, in which case I'll chop and change when it comes to editing. But I think the first place to start off is the first place I seen this comment, which... yeah, let's just take a look at this. So this is the president of Blizzard, no longer the president of Blizzard. He has been fired. So Mike Ybarra, he says this. Now, this comes off a bit crass, to be honest, this statement does, because he said this like pretty much as this was announced. You can see this was a couple of hours ago. This was at 2:33, and I'm recording this video at 20 to 6 in the UK. Obviously, that's UK time zone. But like, yeah. It's like, why has this guy put this statement out? I don't know. Anyway, this is what he says. I want to thank everyone who is impacted today for their meaningful contributions to their teams, to Blizzard, and to players' lives. It's an incredibly hard day, and my energy and support will be focused on all of those amazing individuals impacted. See, the thing is, Mike is somebody, I mean, his pay packet would have been millions of dollars, right? Maybe not like the actual check he received, but he would have got tons of stocks and shares and all of that stuff. He was a president, you know, blah, 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 loads of money. It doesn't really impact him. Like, yeah, sure, it does. He's been fired, but it's not the same as your rank and file employees. A number of, I say a number, the majority of who have had to move to California, literally the most expensive state there is, and live in the most expensive area as well, down in Irvine. And, their whole life is just going to be deleted if they're removed. And to Mike, it's like, yeah, it's cushy for him. He can walk in and out of jobs. He can do what he likes. He's not got that financial pressure, unless, of course, he's of a madman and has just wasted all his money. I don't know, but it's so tone deaf. It's typical standard corpo America speak. It's just horrible. Anyway, this is in no way a reflection on your amazing work. If there's any, again, you've done amazing work, but you're fired. Why aren't the CEOs getting fired? It's the same old story in the gaming industry. Anyway, if I can help, you give me a DM. To the Blizzard community, okay, so he wants to address us. I also want to let you know that today is my last day at Blizzard. Well, woe is me. Leading Blizzard through an incredible time and being part of the team, shaping it for the future ahead, was an absolute honor. Having already spent 20 plus years at Microsoft, and with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard behind us, it's time for me to once again become Blizzard's biggest fan from the outside. To the incredible teams at Blizzard, thank you. Words cannot express how I feel about all of you. You are amazing, continue to do incredible things, and as always, keep Blizzard blue and the player at the forefront of every decision. To all of those impacted today, I am always available to you and understand how challenging today's news is. My heart will go out. Okay, I'm sure it will. So let's take a look at how we've got here. And I think, to be honest, I think the first place, if we jump over here to this tweet chain from Jason Schreier, obviously Bloomberg reporter, one of the best reporters in the gaming industry. We do have an article from The Verge we're going to look at, and we've got a load of other tweets as well. So there is a lot to go over here, because it is, as I said, it's a developing situation and it's frankly insane. But anyway, yeah, so you can see what he says. Breaking, Microsoft is laying off 1,900 people in its gaming division, including Activision Blizzard, just 3 months after closing its $69 billion acquisition. Story coming soon. Then, obviously, updated with Mike Ybarra's out, but then also Alan Adham, the chief design officer and the company's founder, is leaving the company. Odyssey, this was the code name, I think. I don't think this was the actual name. I think it was the production code name, because if I remember rightly, Overwatch 2 was called Calypso back in the day, and we found that out because they forgot to change the tags on the actual Overwatch website, so you could like inspect the website and it would say like Project Calypso and all of that. Anyway, but yeah, maybe that was the name, I don't know. But Odyssey in reference to Odyssey there, not Calypso I'm talking, but basically the survival game that's been in development for 6 years is now cancelled. Now this comes as kind of interesting news because obviously the success of Power World at the moment does show that people want survival games. Maybe this game was a disaster. Like, again, I've not seen the game. Who knows what was going on with the game? Was it a good decision to get rid of it? Was it a bad decision? Again, who really knows? But if Blizzard were working on this for 6 years, it kind of feels like a Titan situation, and we got Overwatch from that. So maybe there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel there. I don't know. But again, it's cancelled. So this is massive, massive news. Then a link to his article. And then this. This is actually quite a good follow-up on the Mike Ybarra situation. So Microsoft's Matt Booty said in a note that Ybarra chose to leave his position as president of Blizzard. But in November at BlizzCon, Ybarra told me that he wanted to stay for the long haul. Someone will drag me out of Blizzard, Ybarra told me. That's how long I will be here. Well, it turns out that was 3 months and then he's out the door. So he's been fired. Like, he has not decided to leave. He has just straight up been removed from his position. Now, the other thing I want to look at is this tweet. So this, again, shows you how, like, absolute, like, this is just pure insanity on the face of it. So this is Phil Spencer's arrival at Blizzard. So this was back in October. And Mike says, fun day at Blizzard. Did a great job welcoming Phil Spencer and the team to Xbox and Team Xbox to campus. Future is bright, and we can't wait to share it with all of our player communities. Well, it turns out, Mike, that the future is you're firing, not all these people, but you're firing a majority of your workers. You're fired, and goodbye. That's the bright future we're looking at. It's honestly ludicrous. It's so absolute pure insanity. Okay, let's go and take a look at like where the news is sort of coming from with this stuff. So it was first broke by The Verge, and this is a very bright website. I always like blowing my eyes out. But yeah, this is the statement that Phil Spencer released to. Well, this is like a public statement that was made because they want to get ahead of the curve and they want their messaging to be out there instead of just start firing people, then release a statement because you might get a tweet that you don't like going viral. Instead, you want your information going viral. And this internal memo was sent out, and then you're basically you just listen to how crazy this is. Essentially, this memo's gone out, and it's the morning now in the US, over in California. You're sitting there and you're like, okay, I wonder if I'm fired today. You're not going to do any work. You're just going to sit there, and you're literally, it's terrible. It is a terrible sensation. That is horrific. Anyway, this is what they say. Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees at Activision Blizzard and Xbox this week. While Microsoft is primarily laying off roles at Activision Blizzard, some Xbox and ZeniMax employees will also be impacted by the cuts. The cuts work out to roughly 8% of the overall Microsoft gaming division that stands at 22,000 employees. The Verge has obtained an internal memo from Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer. And like, this isn't like a leak. They intended this to go out. They knew this would be shared. Obviously, staff members are going to be really disgruntled and pissed off because you're firing them. They're just going to start sharing everything. And they know this, and that's why they, produced it. So this is from Phil Spencer. And he says, it's been a little over 3 months since Activision Blizzard and King teams joined Microsoft. As we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we are all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. Okay. As part of this process, we have made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce. Again, you've got to stress here, it's not painful for these people. These people are in jobs where if they are removed, they have got so much money anyway, they don't need to do anything. They are financially secure. It's extremely painful for the staff. It always comes off as so like insensitive when they say these things. It's just bollocks. They're like, oh yeah, it's painful. Yeah, of course it is. Reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 people on our team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part in the success of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax and the Xbox teams, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished. We are grateful for all of the creativity, passion, and dedication they have brought to our games. That's why we're firing them. Our players and our colleagues will provide full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits informed by local employment laws, Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified, and we ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with the respect and compassion that is consistent with our values. So all we know at the moment is that there's been some sort of chat going around saying that they're trying to inform everybody by today at some point. So again, this is just hours and hours of waiting. It's so bad. You'd think if they were going to be this ruthless, they would just have, the emails notifying the staff ready to just immediately be deployed as soon as they announce it. But no, we'll just let people wait around. It's so bad. Anyway, looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that will grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games to more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I'm confident as ever in your ability to create and nurture the games, stories, and worlds that bring players together. Phil. Right. I'm sure. Okay. This is also confirmation here that the survival game has been announced. It's not been announced. It's been cancelled. It's gone. And what you will see from this is staff are starting to tweet. I've caught a few tweets here, I think, of people that were involved in this project have been let go, which I suppose does sort of make sense. If they're cancelling the project, they no longer need the people that worked on it, and they obviously are not looking to move them into other roles within the company. Yeah, I think I've got a tweet somewhere. I'm just trying to find it, guys. I've got that many tabs open. It's like, what? Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, so I've been laid off from Activision Blizzard after 13 years of employment. I was the sole income earner for our household, so leads on new positions will be appreciated. As you can see, game producer on Blizzard Entertainment's Unannounced Survival PC and console game. Yeah, okay. So let's move on and take a look at, I think I want to go here. Yeah, so this is the statement that was made about Mike Ibarra. Again, we have sort of just covered this, but again, I'll just go over it because this just show you that the president has been removed. Xbox don't like what this guy's doing. He's been removed. He worked at Xbox before. Maybe they've got problems with the relationship and it can never be repaired. Maybe the way he was sending the company, the direction the Blizzard ship was moving in, is not what they wanted. Again, we'll never know, but he's been fired. Look at this. In addition to the events today, Mike Ibarra and I have been discussing his future and some of his personal passions for some time. As many of you know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. Now that he has seen the acquisition through as Blizzard's president, he has decided to leave the company. Yeah, this is after he said you'd have to kill him basically to remove him out of the company. This guy's had a chat with him and said no, and obviously he's the president of Microsoft Gaming Studios, and he's just got rid of him. So yeah, take that as is. So in terms of other bits of information here, so Anna Martinez is a character tech artist on Overwatch, and yeah, they say they don't know. No one knows just yet, which again, as I said, it's just crazy. I mean, this is 3 hours ago as well. So can you imagine how horrible the time has been? I mean, have they received an email? Haven't they? I don't know. It's inhumane. It's actually ridiculous. It's so bad. We've got another tweet here. So this is from Monica Lee. She's a producer on Play Overwatch, and she says she's got no words right now. Just feeling a lot of trauma from the 2018 layoffs. And we're here again. No idea if my position is impacted, and just trying to hang out with my team while I can. Again, this is like it. This is absolutely, utterly devastating for morale. I mean, your morale is gone at this point. It takes so long to build back from this point. It's just, it's honestly, it's mental. It's so bad. It's actually so bad. We've got another tweet here. So this is Mateus, and he has been let go, and he was a character technical artist. I'm not sure what game he was working on, but he says, I've got hit by the massive layoff at Blizzard, and as of today, I am no longer employed. I'm an associate character technical artist looking for a job immediately since I'm on a work visa. That sucks. And again, this is another issue. If you don't have your active work visa through your active employment in the States, then you will be thrown out of the country. You will not be allowed to stay in that country, even though you might have worked in the country for a number of years. Now, it must be said, when we look at the gaming industry as a whole, I mean, just check this out. Over 5,000 games industry jobs have already gone in 2024. The number of layoffs is already over half the total announced in 2023. This, of course, is on the back of Riot Games. They have, I think they let go 500 people yesterday. This is how brutal this industry is. Obviously, the Blizzard numbers it's almost like a sick one-upmanship game, isn't it? It's like, you did 500, we're going to do 2,000. Well, they say 1,900, it's around the 2,000 figure. I mean, that is honestly just, just, just crazy. Honestly, just crazy. I'm just trying to look at a few other tweets we've got. I can see, yeah. So these tweets, as I say, guys, are coming through pretty quickly. Like as I'm trying to pull them up on Twitter. I mean, we've got this statement here: visual effects artists, sorry, the entire survival team just got laid off. So that was everybody working on the survival game has been fired from Blizzard. I don't know how big that team was, but I mean, we're going to see a lot of people being laid off from that. It was a AAA survival game. I'll be radio silent while I sort out and feel my emotions before I figure out what's next. I love working on this project with my team. It was the best thing I ever did in my career. I'm only sorry no one will get to see it. And I do hope this is one of the problems, isn't it, with game design? You can work on games for years and then have nothing to show for it because some suit has cancelled it for some financial reason. Whether that's to look good for investors or, but again, we don't know. But I would like to see this game. I would like to see what it was. Maybe we will. I don't know, but it looks like times are dire at the moment. There's another tweet as well. So this is from Ruby, who was an ex-associate software developer. So obviously was a software developer. Also was a GM1 tank. Amazing. Looks like my role has been impacted. I'm no longer with Blizzard. I'm heartbroken. I love my team. If anyone is hiring associate engineers, I'm extremely passionate about games and reach out. It's just, and you can see people like this. So Kret is a cinematics FX artist working at Blizzard. This is just, the morale is just annihilated from this. And then there's also another tweet here. So this is from Joshi, sorry. And yeah, like no matter what happens, I love my team and I love our game. Again, like when you've got and scary stuff's happening. Like when you've got your staff saying things like that, it's just it's horrible. Like it is so bad. Now, in terms of the way this is going to impact, I think Overwatch and that, I don't know at the moment. I really don't. I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know if we're going to see any major people moved out of positions. I don't know. I literally don't know. But the one thing I can tell you is, guys, this is a case of Blizzard is just going to be a mess now for quite a while because teams have got to reorganize from people being removed from them. I mean, as I said, I don't know how big the survival game team was, but that's probably the biggest block of people that are being removed. Again, I don't know. There would have been hundreds of people working on it. But then there's the other issue, and this is the issue of when a company takes over another company and you've got duplicate departments. If you're completely ruthless and you're just soulless in the extreme, you think, okay, let's say we've got a community management division for Xbox. Now we've got one for Blizzard, but we've got our own one for Xbox. Get rid of the Blizzard one, and our Xbox team can do that. Get rid of the Activision one, our Xbox team can do that. I'm not saying that's happened, but that kind of thing can happen when you've got duplicate departments. What about like the HR departments? It's like, get rid of them. We don't need them, because we've got our own. The problem with that, especially with the community managers, is they intimately understand the games that they're working with. So to get rid of those is a devastating blow to a game. And I've seen this happen with Blizzard already in the past. There was a very vibrant EU Blizzard team, and it was quite big. It serviced a lot of different countries in Europe. They got removed. They shut it down. It was in Versailles, Blizzard Europe. It got shut down. Bobby Kotick got rid of it. Massive layoffs. That's back in 2018, I think that was. And that was like, it was devastating because all of that knowledge was gone. And then for years and years and years, that support's gone. When I look at things like the community team now, like which I guess I can speak to because I do interact with them, it's taken them 3 years or so to build back a system which does support the community. The question is now, are they just going to be removed? Again, it's just like one example, but like it seems so brain dead to me to get rid of staff who, listen, guys, I understand it's capitalism. I understand it's let's make as much money as possible. But Microsoft is by market capitalization, is worth over $3 trillion. It's the biggest company in the world, right, in terms of what it's worth on the stock market. Yeah, and it's getting rid of people. You can say, okay, well, they can't just be paying people for nothing and whatever. But honestly, it just seems so short-sighted to me. And it just seems a case of like, you've now got this game development arm of Activision Blizzard that you own that is just absolutely, just completely decimated. And like every time I refresh Twitter, it is just straight up like, it's just people talking about the amount of people who've been let go in the gaming industry. It's just people saying it's depressing. I'm not showing you this, guys, because honestly, it's just like, what the hell? It's just shocking. Honestly, it's absolutely shocking. All right, guys, we're going to leave this video at that because I think, honestly, I could just sit here forever. I'm basically monitoring Twitter and keeping my eyes on Reddit just to see what's going on, just so we can sort of see if anything happens, like literally in the middle of recording this video. Because as I said, it is very much breaking news. This is, but the facts are, unfortunately, there are massive layoffs coming to Blizzard. So again, I'll just show this on the screen. But yeah, you've got this massive layoffs, and I like, my heart goes out to everybody who works at Blizzard, and I just cannot fathom what you will be feeling sitting there waiting to see who's getting fired. Is your team getting fired? Is a member of your team getting fired? Because this is 1,900 people. This is a lot of people. This is people who are going to be impacted across the company, across the development teams, and it's just heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this at that. Again, if things develop, guys, further on down the line, then I'll do my best to cover that. But please be compassionate to developers who've been working on the games that you love. Don't go out there and call for people to get fired or rejoice that people have been fired, because it's more than just, oh, I don't like this game, or I don't like that update, blah, 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 blah. It's people's lives, this is. And it's the people who are making these decisions. They are not impacted in any way financially, or they're like, none of it's impacted. There's no, yeah, the president of Blizzard leaves, but it doesn't really matter. He's not going to be struggling. You know what I mean? That's the issue with all of this stuff. It's never the people at the top that suffer. They just wreck the people who are delivering the products, and they get no, they get no plaudits for it. They just get thrown out the door. Off you go. It's so sad. All right, guys, thank you for listening and watching the video. As I said, do go out there and support anybody you see losing their job. Maybe you're looking for people to hire for your companies. Check them out. I don't know. But like I said, at the moment, this is a developing story, and I'm like, it's desperately sad. It is desperately sad, this is. All right, guys, thank you for listening and watching the video. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you soon.